Hi, my name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman and Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan. And today we're continuing our video series designed to educate and inform the public, so please subscribe to our channel. How does one achieve a 50-50 custody situation such that they might get a more preferable rate of support for their child? How do you do that? Well, I'll tell you the easiest way to do it. The easiest way to do it is approach the court with the notion that the custody arrangement, the amount of overnights for dad and the amount of overnights for mom, should reflect the reality. In other words, it should really reflect how many overnights there are with each person as documented by the recent calendaring of these events. It shouldn't be that we have 50-50 custody because here's my judgment, it says 50-50. A good argument to always make is, look, I have the kids 3 days a week, she has them 4. The following week, I have 4 and she has 3. And so we go on and off and on and off, so we have the exact same amount of overnights all the time. That's a strong argument for 50-50 because, in fact, you are having your child 50% of the time. 1 week on, 1 week off. Not the greatest arrangement in the world. Your kid lives out of a duffel bag. But it is a 50-50 arrangement with the kids staying with dad 1 week and then with mom the next week. What could be more than 50-50 than that? If that's what you've got going on, you've got a good reason to come before the court and say, look, this judgment may say that she has the custody. But the fact is, for the last 6 months, and here's my calendar, 1 week on, 1 week off, 1 week on, 1 week off, that's 50-50. And because it's 50-50, and we are sharing the child the same amount of time, and we have the same amount of consumption, I'm entitled to a child support formula based on 50-50. Now, the formula, as you know, we've talked about this before, the amount that you pay goes down as your consumption goes up. So if the child is with you more, then your support that you pay the other side is less. If the child's with you a little time, then the other side has a bigger burden of supporting the child, your support goes up. So if you had a judgment that said she has custody, you have parenting time, but in fact, it's really 50-50, your support would have been based on her having most of the parenting time and you only having a little. That's a higher number. If in fact you share it equally, 1 week on, 1 week off, that support number should reflect that reality. So when you talk about modifying these things and getting the support, the best argument you have is that the order has to reflect the reality. And the reality is we're going 50-50, 1 week on, 1 week off. Here's 6 months worth of history, judge, and you can see how this goes. And in that situation, the court's going to have precious little space to say, oh, well, you can't get it anyway. The court is going to say, well, if that's what the parties are doing, then that's what the order should reflect. If you have any questions about your case, reach out, and we'll be glad to help you out.